All right, well, what is up, everybody? This is Keith Jamison. I go by Gator Guy 231 across the DFS industry, and it is Friday before an EPL weekend, which means we're back. We're back in the Ford. We're cruising in Tampa Bay, and we're going to be talking some football, DFS style, on Draftkings. Hope you all are well. Hope the international break left you with some bankroll. It tried to destroy me at times, but a few good slates always make up for that. But really looking for this 6-gamer. And if nothing else, we have the return of Ronaldo to the EPL. Very mixed out there if he's going to start or not. The more I've thought about it, with him leaving the Portuguese national team early and everything, it's really hard to see them not starting him. I don't think Ronaldo, here's, hey, I'm going to bring you off the bench, and he's like, oh, okay, that's a great idea. No, Ronaldo's going to be like, no, I start. and he probably will get his way. So, the great part of EPL, though, this season is that we no longer have to, have Man United as the third team on the slate and reworking our lineups to make sure we're budgeting for Ronaldo, budgeting for Bruno, budgeting for, if it's not Ronaldo, it's a Greenwood or whoever. We get all the lineups at once, so it should be fun. Just going to jump into that here shortly. Just a quick plug and a reminder to like, subscribe, and comment. It really helps us out here at FSI. We're really getting close to 3,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, please and you've been watching our videos, just get it done. It really doesn't cost you anything. It really helps us out. And like and subscribe pushes this video out to more people so that we can keep helping grow the DFS game of soccer. I really want nothing more than to see DFS soccer take off. It was a big reason, obviously a big reason we did these videos, right, is to enhance our site, get us out there more. Not only the free services that we provide at FSI, but the premium services, core plays for every soccer slate that you can imagine. But also, we just need to keep growing this game. It's an awesome sweat. I love DFS soccer. Days would be less fun without it. So let's jump into it. All right. So quick reminder, if this is the first time watching one of my driving tours, doing all this freehand, free mind, have my little reminder of odds down below, but otherwise I'm just going to be talking out, what are the best plays, what I'm thinking of, the games we're going to tactically go as, and who we want to target. And remember, I guess the last thing before I get into picks, my strategy and what we're trying to accomplish here is an optimal sense. Cash games, single entry, if trying to rely less on goals and more on floors in this video. So we're going to be talking about a floor, a lot of set pieces, all that stuff. But if you want more contrarian takes, different builds, make sure you check out the Galazzo video. You should see it just before this from Alex Hooper. Does a phenomenal job. That is a great pairing with this video as well. And if I've already rambling too much and you I just want some quick picks, check out my preview on the Mayo Media Network. I really appreciate Pat for having me aboard there. That was up yesterday. Much quicker version. Less of me rambling, not in a car, all that good stuff. All right, let's get into it. 3 minutes and 30 seconds in. Haven't done enough picks. Let's talk about the biggest favorite on the slate. Manchester United hosting Newcastle, over minus 500 favorite. And the biggest thing is Ronaldo going to play? Ronaldo's actually underpriced for being Ronaldo. And, realistically, as a minus 500 slate, or favorite, if Edison Cavani was 8,500, I think we'd be thinking long and hard if we're playing a guy like Cavani as a minus 500 favorite over 3 total. Well, Ronaldo is much more the DFS player than Cavani. We know Ronaldo's going to have kind of a free license to go anywhere, so he's going to actually get some crosses in. It's going to be on PKs. Cavani wouldn't do that. And he's just... Look, Ronaldo has a flair for the dramatics. If this is a return to Old Trafford, I don't know, what has it been, 10 years? Maybe longer? There's no way. He's not scoring if he starts. Hell, if he plays 10 minutes, he still may score too. So, I don't know. You just kind of plug Ronaldo if he's in. I don't think you overthink this. Now, where you might start to do the overthinking is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, now for a year in our lives in the EPL, it's just a plug and play, right? You see United. You see that they're not playing City. Hell, I lost a lot of money by not playing him versus City last year with that first minute PK. But, you just plug him in. Even when he had sets, whether he didn't, Bruno would just get 15 and sometimes get 50. He was just a complete focal point of everything United did. Is that going to be the same with Ronaldo? It's really hard to, right? Ronaldo is going to grab, Ronaldo will flat out demand the ball and demand opportunities. We've seen Bruno Fernandes not exactly look nearly like the player that he does for United with Portugal, and that's with Ronaldo. And I think that's a large part due to Ronaldo. I don't think it's because of Diogo Jota or Bernardo Silva. I think it's Ronaldo that's causing Bruno to not look like the Bruno we see in the EPL. So if Ronaldo's in, the more I've thought about it and built, I don't think I'm going to be playing Bruno on DraftKings. On FanDuel, it's a little different. We're looking for goals and assists there. And you got, the misprice of goalkeeper Scott Carson on FanDuel is $5. He's stone minimum. So you can fit a Bruno easier. But on DraftKings, where there's a lot of good floor plays, we're going to talk about. There's James Ward-Prowse, there's Sarr, there's Mahrez, there's Traore, there's the Arsenal set takers, whoever that ends up being. There's Luke Shaw, who I'm going to talk about in a minute for United. There's a lot of players. And playing Bruno plus Ronaldo really will tie up your salary. So that's my case. I'm probably going to fade, and Bruno will score 2 goals, and I'll look like a complete and utter idiot. And hopefully you guys will comment. It still helps the video, even after the fact, if you comment. Tell me what an idiot I am. But that's my case for it. If there's some stone cold lock close to minimum that's better than Billy Gilmore, that's another guy I'll be talking about in a minute, and that's going to make it easy to play Ronaldo and Bruno, okay, I'll probably do that. But just looking at it from afar, I think more balanced version is how I'm going to go. I think Luke Shaw is a great play for United, especially with Ronaldo. If Ronaldo starts as a striker, Ronaldo, I think, is still arguably the best header of the ball in the world. So that's a target for Luke Shaw, not only on corners, but an open play to get to. We know Luke Shaw's been taking corners, been splitting with Mason Greenwood. That's another reason that Bruno is kind of seeing a lessened role, and I think is fadeable because he's not on set pieces. So Luke Shaw is 6,200. I think for cash games makes a ton of sense. So if you don't see Ronaldo, I think Mason Greenwood at 10-2. It's expensive, but it's a forward on a minus 500 favorite with sets. Now, I would prioritize Bruno first to Mason Greenwood, but I think Mason Greenwood's a great play. Jadon Sancho, we haven't seen much of Jadon Sancho. Maybe Ronaldo taking a little bit of attention away will help him. But I think I'm going to wait and see on Sancho for a bit. But, all of United are in play. Pogba, even from a deeper positions in play. I don't think you can really argue much. Newcastle is going to come in and bunker, put 8-9 guys behind the ball and play on the counter. What's been interesting in past years, and past weeks, United kind of struggle when teams put so many guys behind the ball for ideas. That's where you hear a lot of pundits talking about how OGS struggles for tactics, struggles for ideas. Does Ronaldo fix all that right away? We'll see. But the cool part is, even if they struggle to score goals, 8 or 9 people behind the ball is great for DFS. Bruno, Shaw, Greenwood, even Bissaka a little bit will start throwing in a ton of crosses, and that will be quite good for DFS. All right, nobody in Newcastle. I think we can pass on that. 6 games. There's just no reason to get too cute. If you want to YOLO anybody, I would do a goal scorer. So do a St. Maximin or Callum Wilson. That's it. All right, I think enough of that game. Second biggest favorite is Arsenal. Mikel Arteta potentially coaching for his life. Maybe one or two. He has to get a result. Has to get a big win. Has to. Been a tough start of the season. It was a tough schedule. I have video proof that I thought Brentford was going to beat Arsenal. I know a lot of people didn't think that. That was probably one of my few good hot takes this year. But this is a must-win game at at home versus Norwich. Minus 200 favorite. It'll be interesting to see what we see on the lineup. So if Odegaard is in, I think he would be on majority of set pieces. We've seen him back to last year. He and Pepe would split. They probably kind of neutralize each other. Pepe's in alone. He should be under a monopoly. He's taken over I can't say Saka's first name, but Saka. He's taken over Saka. And looked really good this year. This is the first time that I think Pepe has really looked a lot more like the Lille Pepe that Arsenal thought they were getting for the 80 million or whatever they paid for him. So I think Pepe, without Odegaard's best play, if Odegaard and Pepe are both in, they kind of neutralize each other. I might go somewhere else, but Odegaard would be my preferred play out of those two, just due to price. Then I think Tierney is a great play as left back. If you have that ability to spend up at defender, he has really, really good shot at for 12, 13 points, even without an assist. Otherwise, the other option for Arsenal, if you kind of say, hey, I'd really want a piece, I think they're going to score multiple goals, is if you see like Lacazette or Aubameyang starting at the number 9, you can just go, screw all the playmakers, screw the Saka, the Pepe, the Odegaards. I'll just take the goal scorer, and if I get a goal notification, I think, and again, I'm not saying I think, maybe you think, that it's going to come from that striker. Also, I think Saka, even without set pieces, at sub 7,000, makes a ton of sense. That's Arsenal. Norwich, 1 play for me. Actually, I guess 2. I think Rashika is in play. I don't think you need him on the slate, but I think he's in play. He's been taking some set pieces, but we've seen Billy Gilmore taking a majority of the set pieces. He's stone cold minimum, 3,000. There's not much we're asking for here. So, 3,000 for Billy Gilmore makes a lot work. So I think he's somebody in cash, not in GPP. There's probably not a ton of upside there, but in cash, just makes a ton of sense to click and go. All right, third biggest favorite of the slate is Manchester City, away to Leicester without Ederson, maybe without Kevin De Bruyne. I don't think I'm really that interested in much City. Maybe if we do not see Kevin De Bruyne starting. Riyad Mahrez, #revenge, has been really good versus Leicester in the past. Forward eligible. So I think that he works, especially for cash games. But, I don't ever love playing City, because the good old Manchester City roulette thing. It's just hard to dictate who's going to have things. It's even worse, now that Grealish is there. Now that, we never knew who's starting at their forward. I guess Gabriel Jesus is now a right winger. Ferran Torres plays through the middle. Really the only player I would really like is Kevin De Bruyne, and everything I've read before getting on the road is that even if Kevin De Bruyne starts, we can't really expect him to play 90 minutes. So I really do think City's just kind of a fade, and once you fade them, you go, hey, they're playing a 38-year-old goalkeeper who's not very good. Leicester is a good team that's fared really well against City in the past. Maybe this is a good game to play Kasper Schmeichel and, play the goalie against the team that I'm fading. And, here's the thing with City, especially with, Ferran Torres, who we've seen run hot and cold. There's no, established striker versus a really good shaped Leicester team that plays really well versus the top 6. City could struggle here. So I think I kind of like the idea of fading this game almost entirely, except for Kasper Schmeichel. I think in GPP, Jamie Vardy always shows up against the top 6. That's a great contrarian GPP play. But Leicester sets are a mess. If Mark Albrighton is on, he's shown last game to take. Could be Yuri Tielemans and James Maddison, sub 5,000. My God, never would expect to see that. But I don't think any of them are in play for cash, not versus Manchester City. All right, a game that I think is really interesting, is about as interesting as a 2.25 total can get, is Wolves versus Watford. It's at Watford, which we know is a really tough place to play. Ask Liverpool 2 years ago. Still painful memories. And if we're talking about painful memories at Watford, I think we have to start with Ismail Assar, who absolutely destroyed Liverpool on that day, and since then has been destroying a lot of people. He's just a phenomenal player. 3 straight games of double-digit 4 points, not even including the goal. He's sub 8,000. Wolves have shown to be giving up a lot of fantasy points this year, so I think he makes a ton of sense. And on the other side for Wolves, and talking about guys that don't have set pieces, Adama Traore, another guy, no goal or assist, double digits every game. So I think both of them for cash as a second forward option. If you don't go Arsenal, or if you don't go to United or decide not to go Mahrez, I really like Sarr and Traore. Nobody else from Watford sticks out. Adam Messina has been taking their set pieces. He kind of stinks. All you get is corners. He doesn't cross much in open play. Sarr actually crosses more than anybody, and he doesn't get set pieces for Watford. Then on Wolves' side of things, so we saw last game, João Moutinho went back to taking Monopoly set pieces. We've seen Trincao take some. We've seen Neves take some. That's just kind of unpredictable, I guess. The biggest, João Moutinho sub 5,000. I think he's a solid play. Just the issue with somebody like him is if all of a sudden he doesn't get set pieces. So it's like the first game where Neves took, or Trent Cal takes, or anything like that. All of a sudden you're bringing like 3 DraftKings points into play, and at 4,800 you're probably going to get wrecked on this slate. So if you play Mateen, you just understand the risk, and I would ask you what the reward is, right? John Mateen, I think, has scored like 1 goal in 2 seasons. Could he get an assist? Yeah, and look great, but I think I'm trying to think right. The risk outweighs the reward. All right, enough on that game. Oh, I think a really interesting GPP pairing is I know Alex talks about it, so go click on his video. But Traore and Jimenez now I think are second or third in the EPL since they got together in terms of goal assist combination. So I think that's always a GPP pairing that's live for like a mini stack. All right, I wrote it down wrong. I'm trying to. Oh, it's Brentford versus Brighton. So my notes say BR versus Brighton. I'm like, bankroll versus Brighton. Is that telling me not to play Brighton? This is a 2 total, so very low. We know Brentford home stadium was absolutely nuts to start the season out. I would expect a similar atmosphere, which is tough for Brighton, who already struggles to score goals. I think the only Brighton player that you're considering is Pascal Gross, forward eligible, monopoly set pieces, kind of playing a right wing back, which is awesome for his ability to get open play value. 100% in play in cash. Just all depends on your build. I think I prefer him to Traore or Sarr, but he's more expensive. But yeah, nobody else for Brighton. Brentford, their sets have been weird. First game, Emblemo took none, and it was all Canals. Then we saw Emblemo take some, and I can't remember the guy's name. Starts with a G. That's going to bug me. But there's some other guy who was playing like the number 10 last week that took some sets too. So I think their set situation is a little bit weird. I don't think Brighton's exactly like the most the easiest team to target for somebody like Brentford. So yeah, I think this is just really close to a cross-off game. And I think realistically, when we have 6-game slates, just having a cross-off isn't the worst thing. If we get a cheap wing back on either side, that's great. That's fine. But I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to spend up on this game. All right, final game. And I kind of buried this at the end because I think it's just really intriguing. And if they burn me again, I'll call it less intriguing. But I feel like Southampton versus West Ham could be like sneaky open. I don't think Southampton's defense is nearly as good as it's been. It's never even been that great in the past. I just feel like they're always solid. I think they're a little bit down this year. Then West Ham, we've just seen scoring tons of goals. They are pretty open as well. So Southampton, slight home dog versus West Ham. West Ham's plus 150 on the road, 2.75 total. So James Ward-Prowse, I think when you're talking EPL cash games, like he's the guy you think of. Monopoly set pieces. He's on PKs now. One of the best free kickers in the world. And he's only 8,000. Like I don't know at what point DraftKings is going to like make him 9,000, 9,500. I kind of hope never. But as long as he's in the price range, he's just a click and I'm moving on. Just too much floors. If he doesn't get double digits, I feel like you're shocked. So he's by far the best play on Southampton for cash. I think he probably is the only cash play on Southampton. I don't remember looking at what their fullbacks are. I think they're okay. But in GPP, I think Adam Armstrong and Che Adams is a really nice combo at the striker position. And they should go low owned, so I think they make a lot of sense. And then on West Ham, so sets kind of wacky. So we've seen Cresswell take some. We've seen Bowen definitely is taking the in-swinger, so he's the one that has a guaranteed role. But then like Cresswell and Kufal have both taken on the other side. They're all nice. Mikel Antonio, I think he's back from Jamaica. I had missed that, by the way, for people playing international. Like, I remember Mikel Antonio was English, and all of a sudden, somebody in the FSI chat goes, "Are you interested in Mikel Antonio in the Jamaica showdown?" I'm like, wait, what? When did that happen? So I think he's back. He didn't play that final game. I don't think he was on the bench either, so I'm guessing he went back to England. He's been awesome this whole season. He's a powerhouse. This might be a slate, too, based on where he's priced at, that he doesn't get much ownership. So I think that's a really, really intriguing proposition to target a lower-owned Mikel Antonio for GPP. Pablo Fornals scored in break. Pablo Fornals now back to the end of last season was awesome. West Ham just has a lot of cool, fun players. Benrahma is electric. So there's a lot of guys that you can take a stab on at West Ham and just kind of do like a mini stack of this game. I think it makes a ton of sense. But for cash, West Ham probably doesn't have anybody you need to target. James Ward-Prowse, though, should definitely be like a lock and load. All right, we're getting close to the end here. I'm getting close to my destination, which really means the end. But yeah, I think just if I'm wrapping it all up, Ronaldo is the biggest news. And the second biggest decision you have to make is what are you going to do with Bruno if Ronaldo is in? I think that's going to dictate the slate because those will be the two highest owned guys. James Ward-Prowse, you lock and load. And then I think in cash games, you lock and load Luke Shaw. We know that role. We know, how active he is. And he's a huge favorite. So that'll do it for me. Thank you guys once again for watching. Pay attention to my Twitter feed at GatorGuy231. I'm sure I will retweet at FSI as well, but I will drop an EPL pick. I think I'm like 1-1 with a push, so 1-1-1 this season. So let's hope to get a winner, get back on the winning track. Prize Picks is awesome for those that haven't played. First off, use promo code FSI to join. You get a $100 match up to a $100 deposit. They've been running all sorts of promos. I saw today, this is different football, but Pat Mahomes, there's a free square. It's like over 0.5 passing yards, which I think he'll get. But try to drop a play. One of the coolest parts about Prize Picks, though, is it's 3-1 on every play you make. So you win one, lose one, go 50%, and you're up money. So make sure you check it out. Use our promo code. Really does help. All right, that'll do it. Thank you guys once again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like, subscribe, and a comment. It all helps. And see you.